Alrighty, here's a review for the incredibly cool Marvel Legends Heroic Age Iron Man, also known as the Bleeding Edge armor, also what I personally call the Resilient armor because that's the storyline that it first showed up in, was Stark Resilient. It's a beautiful representation of the comic armor. It looks almost like it leapt off the page. Obviously, there's some disconnects where the physical cuts had to be made for joints that any action figure has, but it really is just a truly remarkable toy representation of one of my favorite suits from the comic. And really, if you haven't read the comic this is from, just go find it. Matt Fraction just did a whole run on Invincible Iron Man, like a little over 5 years, and it was just one long game. I mean, like, you really have to read the whole run to get in on all of it, because it just builds and builds and builds on itself, and it was a great comic. Like I said, I mentioned in the other video, I've been an Iron Man fan since I was a kid. And I know a lot of people talk about Demon in the Bottle as one of the pivotal, seminal Iron Man stories, and I don't disagree with that. Matt Fraction's run is right up there with it. Maybe even surpassing it. I don't know, but it was a really great story arc that really, both literally and figuratively, completely tore Tony down to the basics and built him back up. It was really awesome, and this armor was what he developed after he got back up on his feet. It's all stored completely inside of his body. It's kind of an extension of the Extremis in that way. The Extremis let him store like the undersuit within the hollows of his bones, and then he could call the suit to him. And I think we're going to see some of that in Iron Man 3. And this was an extension of that. Like, it literally just formed out of his pores, and then, like, anything he needed, he could just think of, and the nanotech would just build it. And he's got all these little repulsor nodes all over it. It's built on repulsor power, a new state-of-the-art repulsor. And now I'm geeking out a little bit, and I'm sorry for that. But it really was a great storyline, and I highly recommend you hunting down Invincible Iron Man that Matt Fraction wrote, and just read it from the beginning because it was great. So yeah, this you can see these are repulsor nodes. I feel like the only way they could make this figure better is if they put little fiber optics and let all these light up. That would be really cool. But it's just a really, like I said, it's just a beautiful representation. It looks almost like it stepped out of the comic, aside from like I said, the joints where they don't quite blend together very well because of the jointage. But he's got a waist swivel. He's got an ab crunch. He's got dual swivel shoulders, bicep swivel, dual hinged elbows, a wrist swivel. Unfortunately, like the previous Legends, they don't have swappable hands, so you're always stuck with one open repulsor hand and one fist. But I'll let that slide because it really is just a great looking piece. The thigh swivel, the ball jointed hips, ball jointed hips, double knees, and then wrist swivels and both way on the rockers at the ankle. Now the head is on an up and down joint as well as a swivel this way. It's on a hinge right here that lets it move up and down and then side to side. So you get a lot of posability out of it. And one of the things that's also neat about the construction of this is that it seems like what I'm looking, especially up here on the torso, like on the arms, it's very apparent that like the upper arms are molded out of gold plastic with red paint, and the lower arms are molded out of the shiny red plastic with some gold paint. The torso, especially up in here, this is all shiny red plastic, and then this is not paint. This is actually shiny gold plastic. They found a way to like mold it in such a way that it fuses the two colors of plastic together. If that's paint, it's really, really, it's not. It's the same swirly gold plastic as here. Because I can see the gold paint down here, and it doesn't quite match the plastic. So that's really nice, and it really makes for a seamless, really nice-looking figure. There's no sloppy paint apps. I guess you could have sloppy plastic. But, and the plastic itself is very pearlescent, and is really, really nice. It's kind of got a swirly shininess to it that just brings the whole figure to life. It's really neat looking. It looks awesome in person. So yeah, one of my favorite armors, brought to life really, really well in the Legends line. You also get the, looks like this is the left leg of Ironmonger. I kind of want to buy all these now, just to put Ironmonger together, because again, this has got a really nice, again, pearlescent and kind of swirly dark blue plastic here for Ironmonger that looks like it's going to be really cool. Unfortunately, the only ones that are out right now, here's the back of the box, right now you can get, and here's what Ironmonger is going to look like all finished. You can get Iron Patriot, the comic book version Iron Patriot, not the movie version Iron Patriot, as well as the classic Iron Man, again from the comic armor. So you get those three. You can get Iron Patriot's torso and both of his legs. So right now you can build the lower half of Iron Patriot, and we'll get his arms and his head later. And these are in the fall, and coming in the fall. The next, like I said, so the next three figures don't come out until fall. I'm assuming it's probably going to be movie figures. It's probably going to be the Mark 42 Iron Patriot, and maybe a regular War Machine. I don't know. You know, the movie Iron Patriot. And I'm not sure. They may have announced them. I haven't gone looking for that information, but yeah, it's going to be a while before we get the other half to build Ironmonger. But I'm totally willing to pick these two up. One, I love the classic armors too. That's one of my other favorite armors, is that old early '80s armor. But yeah, this is amazing. I really cannot speak highly enough about this guy. It's one of my favorite. Like I said, it's one of my favorite armors from one of my favorite story arcs, done really, 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 really well. And if the rest of them are this quality, I have no qualms recommending the whole line, because it's really great. And like I said, I'm looking forward to having the Ironmonger all put together. So pick it up if you see it. Marvel Legends, Bleeding Edge, Heroic Age. I call it the Resilient Armor, again, because that's the story arc. But the Modern Age Iron Man armor. Totally, totally worth picking up.